Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Simply Real podcast. How's everyone doing today? I'm so happy to have a very special guest, Kleiriti. Kleiriti is an intuitive healer, and she's also the creative director of Divine SelfHealing. Kleiriti was also one of my very special performers of the second annual Global Healing Motivational Summit that just kicked off this past weekend. It was a 3-day live streaming summit. Hey, Kleiriti, how are you doing today? Thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, yes, most certainly. I'm happy to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. So I saw your performances over the weekend. Oh my God, they took my heart away. Your divine healing, your sound healing. I know you did 2 sessions, one on Friday, and then we did one for the kids on Sunday, which was so amazing. Tell us a little bit about you and how you sort of got into this and exactly what you do.
Okay, most definitely. Yes, I loved doing that sound healing. It was a very special moment for me because that was one of my first time participating in an event like that, and so I was happy to be able to be there and to provide that. And so, as you said, I am the creative director of Divine Self Healing, which is a holistic health movement that is geared towards the core tenets of health, which are our spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental health. And so I got started in that through my own journey where I was about 287 pounds, almost 300 pounds at one point in my life. And I just got to a point where I was tired. I didn't enjoy my quality of life. I was depressed. I had, a lot of things going on. I had health issues. And so once I started on that journey and decided to shift and transform my lifestyle through how I was eating, through taking herbs, through, just working through emotional things that I had going on. Also, I began to evolve into something different, and I started or really continued on my journey of self healing. And so that's where divine self healing comes from. And so, what I do now is assist others in their transformation in their metamorphosis process, also. And I do that through, I do clarity coaching, I do metamorphosis coaching, which is specifically geared towards people who are seeking to lose weight or transform their physical body.
Right.
Uh, and I do, of course, like motivational content. And then also, since I'm an intuitive healer, I do Reiki, I do card readings, and just different things on the spiritual aspect that help others to gain clarity on their spiritual journey, also.
So, first of all, that's an amazing health journey. So, you said you would struggle with your weight for a long time. So, you learned about the integrative approach to healing and really just trying to live a better life through not only diet but exercise and connecting the mind, body, and soul, which I think is amazing. And that's one of the main things that I like to do also is really learn about how we connect our bodies to help the physical healing accelerate, as long as the mental and emotional healing as well, and that's a really important part of it. So you do many, many things. You mentioned Reiki. Tell us a little bit about Reiki. I think some people are maybe a little unfamiliar with it. I mean, I kind of have a good understanding, but I would love to learn a little bit more.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Okay, so Reiki, well, first of all, let's talk about how we are all connected through this energy. The breath that is in me is the breath that is in you, is the life force that's in everything that's around us. And
Right.
so by being attuned through I guess they call it levels of, and it also depends too which system that you go through. So I'm attuned through the Usui Reiki, which is really one of the more common ones that you will see. And
Right.
so there are three levels. So there's level 1 and 2, and then level 3 is the master level Reiki, where you were able to teach others the Reiki as well. And so there are certain symbols and things that you get that help you to call in and utilize that energy, for power or
Right.
emotions or different things. And so in the Reiki session, basically, I would attune to your energy and tap into your energy field and, scan your chakras and see exactly like what's going on in each of those. And, everybody envisions things different ways. Like we all have our ways of visualizing and things. So we go in and we see what it looks like and we help to clear it up and clear out those debris out of the energetic field. So that way you can balance your chakras and be able to move forward from there.
Right. So, and now somebody listening to this, how do we know that we have that negative energy? How do we know that our body needs to be rebalanced? For me, it's most of the time your body becomes out of balance when it goes into disease, chronic illness, chronic stress, chronic fatigue, things like that. What are some of the symptoms or some of the things that we should be looking out for to know that maybe we need to rebalance our bodies and tap into those positive energies?
Mhm. And definitely those things that you just said, the stress, the fatigue, the not quite feeling ourselves, especially when we talk about each chakra and what they represent. We talk about like the confidence, we talk about being
Right.
able to speak our truth, being able to see clearly in our, in our first eye, really.
Right.
Um, those things I would say are really some of the major keys that you would know, like, okay, I'm a little out of balance. I might need to go and see someone, or I might need to do some meditations, or, something that way. So you can really tap into your own energy first and ensure that you know what's going on, and then be able to go to see someone else to articulate that and to get a confirmation.
Right. Now, some of the beautiful sound healing performances that you did over the past weekend, I mean, they were amazing. Everybody who did not tune in, you have to see it. It's all on my YouTube page. But tell us a little bit about those sound healing performances and how that helps one to accelerate or encourage healing.
Yes. Okay. So for those sound healings, I used my little tongue drum, and then also I used the heart chakra bow that I have. And so I really wanted to gear those towards the heart, just with everything that's going on right now. We have a lot of energy moving. We
Right.
just hit the fall equinox. We just had that full moon that passed, and it's really about the change of the season that we're going through, and it's a change of the season of everything in the society, on a macro and on a micro level. And so, even just with the message that I gave, and that I just wanted to really speak to the time that we're in. And then for the children, the one that I did, I spoke about how to control our emotions and how we don't have control over others, but we can control ourselves, and we can visualize, and we can use our sound, and our bodies to be able to change our mind state if it is that we're not in such a great space. And so, with the sound, it's so beautiful and interesting, like how many avenues we have. I mean, we have instruments, we have our voices. There are so many things that we can do, and I don't think that we utilize that enough to see like how
Right.
it really can change. Like they do the studies with the water, like, you speak to the water in a certain kind of way and it changes the vibration of the water. You sing to the water and it does certain things. And so when we think about how we are, 70 and upwards percent of water, and how those things have effect on our molecular structures, and the way that we are as well, utilizing those tools can definitely help us to heal and to move towards just better
Right.
performance of life.
Yeah, you mentioned the water. Water is one of the greatest things. I mean, I personally love the ocean. And like you just said, our bodies are made up of 70% of water, which is absolutely true. And I believe the ocean embraces that healing and it really taps into that energy and it sends that vibrations through your entire body. So that healing through the ocean is just so crucial, I think, as well. And it's a really important step. But all of this sounds so amazing. And I mean, everybody listening in, as a lot of people maybe sometimes a little scared to understand sound healing or how does it really work? How does the vibrations tap into your body or Reiki? What are some other services and how does it all sort of integrate into encouraging healing?
Okay. So I would say that I think that as far as what I offer right now, I think that the Reiki is one of the most important things.
Right.
Just to clear out those energetic debris, and then also to be able, because what I found, and actually I just did an event over the weekend, and that was why I had to provide a pre-recorded recording for the first day, because the event was at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of in two places at once, so it was kind of cool.
Well,
But
that goes to show how much you're needed.
yes, most definitely. Okay. And at that event, I did quite a few Reiki sessions. And what I found was a lot of the things that came up were things that the people were already aware of that were going on in their field, but they just needed some clarification about like exactly pinpointing where the energy was and what it was,
Right.
and kind of help them to take that and move forward with it, to say, okay, this is the action that I can take in this to go ahead and move this on out of my field. So I think that that is one of the most important things, is to be able to clarify and see exactly what a thing is so that way you can get intentional and specific about
Right.
that change, and that is, in anything that I offer, the self-healing aspect is the most important part for me, because while I am a healer, we all have ability to heal ourselves,
Right.
and being able to facilitate that and be a bridge for someone else to get to where they're seeking to go is definitely a part of my purpose.
Right. And that's something we always say is once you start empowering yourself with the information, the tools, resources, and knowledge, you can actually heal yourself. You have the ability within us all to heal yourself. You just have to be able to tap into that energy and be able to, like you said, put it to use. So once you start learning all these different aspects, how do we now put it to use? Which is my next question. So we come to you and we decide to practice some of the techniques. How do we make sure we stay on top of it and become intentional with purpose and clarity every single day? Because once we understand and empower ourselves with these tools and knowledge, how do we go forward? How do we implement it on a daily basis and keep a consistent routine? Because that's sort of key, right? Is that making sure that we're implementing this in our everyday routines.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I'm so glad that you said that, because that's exactly it. Having a routine and implementing that, and not being afraid to pivot or shift or change if something isn't working, but also knowing that you have given something the time and the space to work for you, and not just discarding it and throwing it away. Right now on Instagram, I'm doing a 40 days of intention challenge. And so we have, posting the journal prompts on Instagram, and then we
Oh,
have
right.
a Facebook group where we're doing our affirmations and just kind of speaking with one another about the journaling and giving some support for that. But the purpose of that is just what you said, to establish those routines. So we have a rising
Mhm.
routine and a resting routine, where there are certain things that we're making, that we're making sure that we're doing to activate our day and to get our day started. There are certain things that we're making sure that we're doing throughout the day, like saying our affirmations multiple times,
Yeah.
making sure that
So
we're
important.
right, exactly. If that's what we do, whatever it is that's going to solidify that change for us, we need to make sure that we're doing those things daily, multiple times a day, and that we are really implementing them. And I feel like that's how you get to lasting change, is by continuing to get up when you fall down,
Right.
continuing to pivot and change if it's not working, and just being open, and continuing to regroup.
Right, exactly. And being committed, being consistent and persistent are some key factors. I know having a daily routine in the morning really helps me. And when I get out of balance with that routine, everything else falls out of balance too. And the affirmations, I love that you mentioned affirmations because we truly have to manifest what we want to see. We have to visualize that. And I also love that you did that presentation for kids because one of the most important things we can do for our kids now is teach them these valuable lessons. So implement it from a young age. I think that's just so key, and that they have their little book of affirmations as well. And I know you did some affirmations. What are some key affirmations that you do in the mornings or throughout the day?
Okay. And
I'm putting you on the spot.
right, right. It's okay. I literally just posted this one too. And it says that the Most High fills in the gaps where I lack the sight. And
Mm,
that is so key for me, especially just in this season, because there's so much moving, there's so much going on. We are seeking to get so much done, and we don't see the end from the beginning. And so sometimes, like, going into the unknown is kind of daunting, especially when you're like, okay, like, I need this to work out because I have
right.
this and this going on.
Yeah.
And so just remembering that source will never put us in a situation to destroy us. It's the mind that comes in and brings in these negative aspects and all these negative outcomes, where when we're putting our focus on those negative outcomes instead of putting our focus on what it is that we can actually do in the moment and have control of to attain it, then I feel like that's kind of where we can get the energy out. So that's definitely one. And then another one is, acceptance is a form of grace. And that's one. And I changed that from forgiveness, because I was reading something the other day that really hit me, where it says that, like, forgiveness is still putting it in a framework of right or wrong or negative or positive or
Oh, that's
blame.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I was like, that is an interesting way to look at it. So
So
if I
instead of
could,
forgiveness, it's acceptance.
right, exactly,
That's
exactly.
that's a very interesting perspective.
Yes, and I want to give credit to who said it, but I honestly cannot remember in this moment. But I was watching something and they said that, and I was like, "Wow!" So shout out to you if you see this. I'm doing good work, okay?
Yeah, we're just using it in the framework here to present the idea. But no, that's amazing. That makes perfect sense to me, actually. Now that you've said it, because
Hmm.
forgiveness, are you looking at both ends? Are you seeing it as right or wrong? What are you actually forgiving? But I guess accepting is accepting the situation at hand, what happened, and learning to sort of move on and progress from there with an open heart, with grace, like you said.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, so those are kind of two of the ones that I've been really like putting at the top of my list, making sure that I say those a few times every day.
Nice, nice. Yes, definitely. I know a lot of people usually have, I always say this, to have little sticky notes like on your mirrors or on your walls. I have to get into doing that, but I know a lot of people I speak to do have those sticky notes. As soon as they get up in the morning, they have the affirmations right in front of them. Like, today I am going to accomplish this. I am beautiful. I am bold. I am healthy. I am healing, things like that. And I think that's so important and repetition is key, because repetition helps the subconscious actually develop that thought and believe it and actually manifest it for you.
Yes, yes, most definitely. What I have is an affirmation wall. And so I went to Walmart or somewhere and got a piece of felt and like stuck it up on the
Oh,
wall.
nice.
And then I took the index cards and I tape them or staple them to that. So that way I just have a whole wall of
I
just.
love that. You know what? That's a good project for my daughters. I'm gonna implement that.
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
love that. Love it. Well, Clarity, thank you so much for joining us. Please let everybody know any where information about you, any services, any events you have coming up that you want people to attend, because you are truly amazing, and we all have to tap into your services and your energy. Your energy is just amazing. You're a beautiful soul inside and out.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. I definitely appreciate that. So you can find me on Instagram at Divine Self Healing. And in my link in bio, I have links to my website, to my services, to how you can get in touch with me to book appointments. I am currently doing distance and in-person Reiki sessions. I'm local in Oklahoma City. Thank you. And also, I have YouTube, and on my Patreon, I'm doing weekly energy readings using
Nice.
oracle cards, tarot cards, and also doing motivational messages and things like that. And on the Patreon is where I'm going to be sharing more about like my personal journey. Like I literally like just started getting in the gym like a month ago, so I'm sharing like what I'm eating and
Nice.
how I'm working out and those type of things, and really just more about my personal journey. And what else? Oh, I also am getting ready to start a project. It's called Healing Hearts OKC, and so I'm
Ooh,
going to be going around to like community centers and group homes and churches and different organizations and speaking about my journey and the things that it is that I have moved through, and also providing like group yoga and group guided meditations and things. So
beautiful.
done online, virtually, and in person. So if you are interested, you can go to www.healingheartsokc.org and get access to those as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, I know I'm going to be working a lot with you because you did an amazing job at the Healing Motivational Summit that just ended. If you want to talk a little bit about that, please go ahead. I know you were a part of it. How did you think the event was, by the way?
It was so beautiful. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. I love like just the range of the performers and how
Right.
everyone
Yeah.
has something different to offer. It was great. I was very happy on Sunday because I was able to actually like be on the Zoom and be
Right.
backstage and interact with everybody, and that was a beautiful experience also. So I'm
Right.
definitely looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, and we are planning another one for March, so something a little different. But for everybody who missed it, Clarity was one of the performers, so you can check it out at the replays on the YouTube page, Simply Real. And Clarity, thank you so much again for joining us today. We truly appreciate you and everything that you offer. For everybody looking for Clarity to get her services, check her out on Instagram at Divine Self Healing. And what was that website again?
It's well, my website is www.divineselfhealing.com, and then I also have healingheartsokc.org.
Perfect. So don't forget to check out Kleiriti. And again, thank you. And I will be in touch because we will be working together on lots of projects because you are definitely somebody that I resonate with. And we have so many things that we can work on in terms of healing and helping the community build awareness.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.